Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Keefe. Thank you very much for joining us as we begin another new week of going over the latest and greatest happening right here in the Greater West Bloomfield community. It was a busy weekend in the West Bloomfield Town Center as the art community converged on Powers and Daly Roads for the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Our team's Jake Schaff was there to soak in the experience of one of the most looked forward to weekends of the entire summer here in Greater West Bloomfield.
One of the most anticipated events throughout all of Greater West Bloomfield is the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. And just recently, over 100 very talented artists from all across the United States and Canada made their way right here to West Bloomfield to showcase all sorts of vibrant and unique art forms to all of the residents of the community. From glass art to portraits to jewelry, you name it, there is something for everybody here, and there is something for everybody to take away.
This one, it's a quaint show. You know, I like the traffic pattern. I like the location. I mean, it's very easy for an artist to do it. It's a unique show. You know, so I enjoy coming here. I like customers that are very inquisitive and they ask about the process and they ask how the art is made and, you know, my process. And I'm sure all the other artists that are here will have, you know, if they ask the questions, they'll tell them the process. And then when the kids come through here, it's lovely because they ask really good questions. And you just take time with them, you know. They're going to be our future customers.
We were here last year and the year before, so we built up a following. We just had a gentleman who came here who got some pieces from us last year and was very happy to see us again this year. We're only here once a year. So it's a rare opportunity for artists and for collectors to get together and enjoy the artwork here.
Well, we live in West Bloomfield. We are in walking distance, so we decided to come out this morning and check out the fair. So they are bringing their art, their beauty, and then we're putting it in our homes and our gardens, and we're just kind of carrying that same beauty forward. So it's a wonderful fair. And we're glad to be here, but it's, I think it just kind of beautifies our homes and our gardens.
Well, they love coming here. It's a beautiful community, and West Bloomfield supports the arts tremendously. So that's why we've been here for 22 years now. The artists love it because it's a low-key event. It's not jam-packed like many other shows are. We have something for everyone. We have to keep in mind that although there's some museum quality work here, like our poster artist Agnes, we also have something for everyone because we're a street show, we're a community event, we're not a museum show. So we want to encourage young people, come bring your $20, your $25, start buying original and personally handmade art at a young age. That's when you start appreciating art, and then you become an art collector because you're going to want everything that you get to meet the artist at the show who made the work, and it becomes very sentimental.
What do you hope is the most important thing that everybody takes away just from being here today, whether they check out your station or some of the other fantastic stations all around the art show?
We're here to educate the public about what can be done with creative minds and materials. So not everybody has to be a member of a corporation and work in a regular job. They can also be independent artists and exhibitors and find a way to survive in this country without having to be in a corporate setting. So this is just a unique opportunity for artists to be able to showcase their work and have collectors find an interesting place in their home to put it.
The Orchard Lake Fine Art Show is one of my favorite events to cover here in West Bloomfield, and for very good reason. To see all of this unique artwork on display and the emotions you feel when observing it speaks so much. And it's amazing to see those reactions on everybody all throughout Greater West Bloomfield. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Jake Schaff, and then at the end there, the music of Vladimir Grodkin, a staple at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show each and every year. We had a lot of fun out there. We were out there on Saturday, both Jake Schaff and I, talking to many of the artists all throughout the art show. To see our full coverage of the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, head on over to our on-demand page on civiccentertv.com. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Or stay tuned for later on in the program, more of our segments with those artists coming up right here on the Splash Live. That's right, it's that time of the year. Back to school season is already underway, but for some families, getting the kids ready for the first day of class and getting those necessities in place beforehand can be a tough task, or even financially completely unfeasible for some in our local area. That's where organizations like Volunteers of America come in, hosting a free backpack giveaway in August alongside the Detroit Zoo. Here to tell us more is the CEO of Volunteers of America Michigan, Aubrey McFarland. Aubrey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Happy to have you on as we get ready for August 13th. Operation Backpack returns in 2025 through Volunteers of America with the big event happening at the Detroit Zoo. Give us the details.
We are really excited about Operation Backpack this year. Our goal is to distribute 2,500 backpacks across Metro Detroit. And we have families who have put in submissions because they are in need of school supplies. And our goal will be to distribute about 900 of those to some of the intramural school districts. And the others will be to do a giveaway at the Detroit Zoo on August 13th. And so kids can come and get a full backpack full of all of their necessities, as well as 2 tickets to the zoo.
And so you get a fun day out with the family in those final couple of weeks before most of the schools in Southeast Michigan will get back into class. But for a lot of these families, they're able to obtain the necessities that they need, not only what's in the backpack and all those school essentials that come along with it, but also some other preschool year essentials like haircuts being available there. And Aubrey, what's great about this is that people can participate in a number of different ways, whether they are in need of these supplies or in need of those resources, or they want to help other families in the local area. So let's begin with those that want to help out. What are some of the ways that people can get involved in Operation Backpack?
Sure. So at this point, though, we have a wait list for people who are interested in picking up backpacks. But next year, you can absolutely see if you can sign up to get a backpack. And if you are in Wayne, Oakland, or Macomb County, absolutely, you can reach out to your school district and see if they have some of the backpacks that we will be delivering available. If you are a donor or a volunteer, you have until the end of the day today to make a monetary donation or supply donation if you're interested in supplying that for the backpack. But we also have a great need for volunteers. So we need volunteers to pack the backpacks and make sure that they are ready to go before the August 13th event. So if you're interested in volunteering, please contact us. Our website is voami.org. And if you throw in a / Operation Backpack, you can find all of the details there.
And that's what's really important here is that there's a lot that goes into packing these backpacks, because they are filled with school essentials, not just the backpack itself, but Aubrey, in 2025, we don't really think about some of the very basics that kids need at all different levels of schooling, maybe not as attainable as they once were in our communities.
That's right. We know that 1 in 5 kids in Michigan start school without the appropriate supplies. And if you think about walking in that first day and having that challenge of not having supplies, it really impacts your self-esteem. It impacts your trajectory for that year. And we hope to provide that spark and that light where kids can walk in and they know they've got everything they need within that backpack, the supplies they need to be able to do their homework, to be able to do their classwork, and appear to be just like all the other kids that show up with their backpacks full of supplies.
Aubrey McFarland is with us from the Volunteers of America, Michigan. Their Operation Backpack fundraiser on its way at the Detroit Zoo coming up August 13th. They do need volunteers at this time, as Aubrey had already mentioned. If you're just tuning in, there is a wait list for those that are in need of these supplies for 2025, but you can stay tuned to their website, voami.org, for more information going forward. Aubrey, I know that for Volunteers of America, this is just one of the many different donation efforts that happen all throughout the year. And not only are you helping the kids, but you're helping adults in need all throughout southeastern Michigan and around the Great Lakes state. When it comes to the kids and it comes to their needs for school, what are some other ways throughout the year people can get involved with VOA to help out if they're not able to at this time for Operation Backpack?
Great question. We have Adopt a Family that will be coming up over the holiday season. Also another way to adopt families and children and get really engaged with the organization. We have Veterans Day coming up. We are one of the largest veteran service providers in the state. And so we have availability to support veterans any day. You can help cook a meal in our kitchen for the veterans that are temporarily housed with us, but really some options to get engaged there as well. And we provide affordable housing. We have options to support seniors and maybe showing up at one of those sites and doing an activity or engaging with seniors to provide them some companionship and entertainment and integration.
And all this can be found on voami.org, including ways today, as we're recording this live on Monday, July 28th. It's the last day that you can make those financial or physical donations for this year's event. But as Aubrey has said, still plenty of time to get involved if you'd like to volunteer at the event. Again, all of that information, voami.org, and there's fundraisers all throughout the year as well, and different ways that you can purchase supplies for this particular event. Aubrey, not only do you have the backpacks being filled and being distributed and a fun day out at the zoo, but I mentioned it a little bit earlier on. There's some other activities too that will be happening at this event, even for those maybe that aren't able to pick up a backpack full of supplies. Still very necessary for some of our families as they get ready to send their kids back to school. Let us know some of the additional activities that will be available to families through your organization on August 13th.
Absolutely. One of the best activities that's going to be available will be free haircuts for kiddos. Again, something that's really great to start the new school year off is that ability to get a free haircut. And we see that our vendors are coming forward to want to participate in even more. And so I would say TBD on some of the additional activities that will be available August 13th.
And again, more information can be found on their website, voami.org. You can also follow them on Facebook at voami. Aubrey, before we let you go, anything else people should know at this time about this upcoming fundraiser or anything else coming up down the pike with the Volunteers of America, Michigan?
I would add that if you are interested in getting engaged in your community and in getting engaged with an organization that really makes a tangible impact, and you just want to see what we're about, just give us a call, check out our website, and send in an information request. We'd really love to connect with you and show you a little bit about how we create impact and get you engaged within the work that we do.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, and thank you for being with us to give us the information on this, because it is really important that we get our families ready for that first day of school. And even in communities like Greater West Bloomfield, we know we have families that struggle with having these supplies on day one and to keep them all throughout the year. So stuff like this really helpful as well. Aubrey, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The event is August 13th at the Detroit Zoo. We'll have more information on that available for you, voami.org. And we appreciate Aubrey McFarland for joining us here on The Splash Live. Right next door to us at Chico Elementary School, as you're driving down Walnut Lake Road, you're probably seeing a lot happening in a very quick succession, maybe even a little bit of construction cones out on the road right in front of our building. That's because the brand new Chico Elementary School is well underway and on pace for opening in the fall of next year for students coming back to Chico once again. Our own Kevin McIntosh from our team got an inside look at the progress on the construction site. Here it is.
With news of a state-of-the-art building that incorporates the latest in technology for education, the West Bloomfield community is excited for the brand new Chico Elementary School. Jamie Stoudemire, Assistant Superintendent for Facilities and Operations for West Bloomfield School District, took us on an exclusive tour as it's being built to give us some details.
The building is essentially divided up into 5 parts. They're going to be working on the building from west to east. At the far east end over there, they've started the new preschool, which will be attached to the main building. All of the classrooms are here on the south side of the building. The architect designed that purposefully to get in a lot of natural light into those rooms. And then beyond that, there's a large open concourse. And then beyond that, we have the gymnasium and cafeteria, so we'll go check it all out.
Mr. Stoudemire started the tour inside, highlighting one of the newest features for safety and security of the students.
One of the things I wanted to mention that's nice about this building, and we're going to incorporate this into the design at Doherty, is we have these safety cubbies. It's essentially, it's the safety shelter for 2 classrooms. So 2 classrooms then would be able to go into these cubby rooms right here, close the door, and this becomes their safety shelter for both severe weather, and if they have a lockdown incident, they would be able to go into these cubbies and be safe.
As we continue to the second floor, Jamie shares the purpose of an extended learning space.
This here is the campfire circle. It's actually going to be an enclosed extended learning area. And that's one of the things in modern education is the kids aren't just in the classroom all day long. Learning is everywhere. So they bring them out into these extended learning spaces where they could, get 1 or 2 classrooms here together and work on lessons with the kids. So this here overlooks the main concourse, as you can see from the second floor.
We also explored the cafeteria area with a unique piece of technology installed.
So here we are in the new cafeteria. As you can see, we have a large bay window in the back. They're going to have some blackout roller shades that come down, and that's going to transform into the stage area when they need it. So this is a very bright open space. It's fairly large. They're going to have a neat piece of equipment over on that wall called the Sketch Aquarium. It's going to allow the students to sketch out fish, and it's going to import them onto the screen, and they can move the fish around on the screen and stuff. It's going to be a pretty cool feature, to provide some additional ties to the curriculum here.
At the conclusion of the tour, Jamie explains what's still being worked on and when the school will be open.
We can't go any further. Obviously, you can see the caution tape there. The steel workers are putting up the structural steel in the office area. Above the office is going to be the new eye center and STEAM lab, so they're getting that all prepped. And for safety reasons, we can't go any further. But just beyond that is the gymnasium, and beyond that we have more classrooms and stuff. So it's kind of a mirror image of this half of the building. But we're getting we're very excited. It's moving along really well, and we're slated to be done in June. So we're excited.
Top of the line technology embedded in this learning facility will make it one of the best experiences for our local youth to be a part of. The new Chico Elementary School is set to open in the fall of 2026. From West Bloomfield, I'm Kevin McIntosh, Civic Center TV.
More updates on the Chico construction and other construction projects happening all throughout the West Bloomfield School District are, of course, on WBSD.org. And for more stories from around the West Bloomfield School District, stay tuned right here with us on CivicCenterTV.com. A local organization is launching a new program to help individuals and families affected by dementia in West Bloomfield and surrounding areas. The Caring Connections Neighborhood Hub is a new offering from Jewish Family Service that includes caregiver support, dementia-friendly movie nights, activities to connect people to new friends and their community, and so much more. Here with more details on the program is Barb Haddad from Jewish Family Service. Barb, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you
Excited to
on
be
it.
here.
Yeah, and I'm excited to talk to you about this too. When this came across our desk, it was really cool to see that this is happening in our community to help families, not just in our local Jewish community, not just in Greater West Bloomfield, but all throughout the local area that are affected by dementia. So from your organization's standpoint, what sparked this really extensive new program to help families specifically affected by dementia?
So that is the question. We have been seeing for a long time that there are not services that are dementia friendly, and that's kind of a movement kind of across the country and even different parts of the world, that we want to make spaces more comfortable for people that do have to deal with dementia and memory loss. So one of the ways that we thought we would do that is by creating this new hub that would be completely dementia friendly, both for family caregivers, because it's part of our family caregiver support program, and also for the people with dementia. So that was kind of the impetus for it, that we really thought that this was an area that we're comfortable in, and we want to make it very comfortable for family caregivers and the people with dementia.
And you said something really critical there, dementia-friendly spaces, dementia-friendly programs. Elaborate on what that means, because for people that don't have someone in their life affected by dementia, they may not understand what it means to make a space dementia-friendly.
Sure. So some of the things that make this dementia-friendly is we have created a memory cafe. And the memory cafe is dementia friendly in the sense that people can bring their loved one with them. So they can bring the person with dementia, and the caregiver, the family member, can stay with them, and they can have some meaningful social interaction. There's education that they are able to access, whether it's regarding dementia or other things that may be affecting someone who's aging in the community. There's also people who will help them, volunteers from our organization will help them from their car to the facility. The bathrooms are right next to where they're going to be, so it's very easy. The signage is especially designed for people who have dementia, as well as we've got some dementia-friendly movies, and what that is movies that are kind of familiar to them. So next month, we're going to be doing Singing in the Rain in September, actually the month after next. And that's something that, strikes the long-term memories that are imprinted. And in the movies themselves, in the theater, which is at the Berman at the JC, formerly the JCC, also known as the J now, the lighting is a little bit brighter so that they're not sitting completely in the dark. So when we had our first dementia-friendly movie back in May, and that was Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. It was very comforting to people. First of all, they have something that they were very familiar with in terms of the content, but also that they could get up in the middle if they needed to. The seating was a little bit easier for people. So we kind of try to think of everything that will make them feel safe and comfortable.
More information on this program can be found on jfsdetroit.org, as well as on Facebook and Instagram at jfsdetroit. The direct website, jfsdetroit.org/hub for even more information. Barb, what's so great about this is that these programs are centered around the individuals that are affected by dementia, but they don't just go to aiding those individuals, but also helping those that help them. Take us through why there was such a focus also in this program on assisting the caregivers and attending to their needs as well as part of this care.
Yeah. So the caregivers often experience burnout, and part of the need for this is to help people stay in their home, because a lot of people are aging in their homes. And so one of the ways we're helping them with the burnout, to prevent burnout, is by offering some respite options, whether it's through the Brown Center, which is one of our sister agencies in the Jewish community, or it could be through another place if that works out better. It's really focused, person-centered. So it's focused on what meets the needs of the person. If they're no longer going out and that's not an option, we can also talk about what is available in the community for home care options and respite. And the other thing that we're offering, which I want to make sure we mention, is that we have cognitive training classes. So those classes are being specifically sort of re-geared toward this community in the sense that we are trying to have caregiver classes at the same time as offering classes for the care recipient. We call them the care recipient, the person who maybe has the dementia. And it's a different level of classes, but they're offered at the same time so that offers some sort of built-in respite for the caregiver.
And all of this can be found on jfsdetroit.org/hub. Mind University, that's the program she was talking about. They have the dementia-friendly movies, which begin very soon in September. Memory Cafe, that first event is happening really quickly. That's going to be coming up on August 6th. So many great programs here, Barb. And what's awesome about this, too, is that so much often what happens is people are affected by dementia or other cognitive issues similar to it. They have to go into specialized care. It's very expensive. It quickly can become entirely unaffordable for the care recipient, for the caregiver, for both. These programs provide them locally, they provide them to everybody, and in an affordable way as well.
That's right. There's no charge for the Memory Cafe. And a lot of the one of the things is that we want to make all of our services accessible to people with dementia. So we have wraparound services as well. We have some low cost, the classes are low cost. And we also have other services at the Memory Cafe. So there's always a care manager there. If we do sort of informal consults at the Memory Cafe if people need it. There are other members of our team as well. So it's really, we're trying to make sure they access all the services and we try to avail all the services to them. We're also informing our program by using family caregivers in an advisory capacity as well.
And Barbara, just before we let you go, I want to make sure you mentioned these programs are free. These programs are going to be at Jewish Family Service here in our community here in Greater West Bloomfield. Do people need to sign up before they attend, or can they take walk-ins?
We prefer that they sign up at least for the classes in the Memory Cafe. And the movies, you can buy tickets ahead or you can buy them at the ticket office as well.
And all that can be found on jfsdetroit.org, as well as many other resources for families affected by dementia and otherwise here in the Greater West Bloomfield area and our neighboring communities as well. Barb, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate having the chance to talk about this wonderful programs that are, some are new and some are sort of revamped to help the community. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Always glad to help out and appreciate you helping out the community as well, those affected by dementia in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Once again, jfsdetroit.org/hub is the place to go for all the information you need to find on the Caring Connections Neighborhood Hub that begins very soon right here in West Bloomfield, jfsdetroit.org/hub. Just down the road from our community in Greater West Bloomfield, a sports legend is about to change lives for Michiganders affected by Parkinson's. The Kirk Gibson Foundation for Parkinson's is actively raising funds to support their brand new Kirk Gibson Center on Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills, and their CEO is looking to bring their fundraising goal to the mountaintop. Joining me on the Splash Live is the CEO of the Kirk Gibson Foundation, Steve Vanier. Steve, thank you so much for being with me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, super glad to have you on because your fundraising efforts, you're going all the way with this. You've done this before. You've ran a significant distance to raise funds for the Kirk Gibson Foundation, but now you're taking on perhaps your biggest goal of all. You and your wife are going to be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro to help raise funds and raise awareness for the Kirk Gibson Foundation. I just have to ask, where did this lofty idea come from?
Well, you know, it's always been a dream of mine to do it. And so having done the marathon a couple of years ago, I thought then maybe, I could combine this endeavour with my passion for helping people with Parkinson's disease and advancing the work of the foundation. So, as you mentioned, we're opening up this incredible wellness centre in a couple of months here. The official opening's on October 6th. So we've combined, this ambition to climb the mountain with this real purpose of being able to help people with Parkinson's. So that's why we're doing the fundraiser.
And it all begins on August 25th with the summit hoping to be reached by September 4th. The goal, $500,000 raised to support the Kirk Gibson Foundation. And this is really important because we know that the Kirk Gibson Foundation is doing great work and has been across the state of Michigan and beyond to help people with Parkinson's. But the Kirk Gibson Center, Steve, is going to be an even more special place to help people locally with services that are really critical to the Parkinson's community. Give us a little bit of information on what is coming to that brand new center opening soon.
Yeah, Kirk's vision has been to do everything that he could within the foundation to really impact positively the lives of people that are living with the disease. It's a really hard disease to live with. And what we do know is that exercise and movement is really important to help slow down the onset of the symptoms and to live a better quality of life, both mentally and physically. So out of this idea of higher impact and helping people directly came this vision for a centre. And we looked around the US and what other people were doing, and we looked at best practice and put together this plan to open a centre, found this incredible building in Farmington Hills. And since early this year, we've had a leadership team come on board to help us open everything up, and we've completed the design. The construction will be finished in about 2 weeks. We've got the furniture and equipment coming into the centre now. There's our leadership team there, Mary Lynn Foster, who's our CEO and a wonderful, wonderful person. Mary Lynn used to run the Red Cross here in Michigan, so a very experienced leader. And so we've got this great team on board. Everything's being finalised at the moment, and pretty soon we'll be having people in this amazing space. And it's not just about movement and exercise, which is vital, of course, but it's also a community space where people can come here. They can stay as long as they want. Their loved one caregivers can come and stay as well. So we just want to make people feel welcome. We want to make them feel included. There's no judgment here. They come and do what they want. They join the classes that they are comfortable to join and hopefully have a really positive experience. And that leads to them having a higher quality of life. That's our goal.
Steve Vanier is with us on the Splash Live, joining us from the Kirk Gibson Foundation on today's edition of the program. The foundation looking to raise $500,000 to support the brand new Kirk Gibson Center, soon to open on Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills. Steve and his wife Shauna very soon are going to be beginning their trek up Mount Kilimanjaro in order to help raise those funds. And Steve, you have an inspirational journey yourself, and not only are you living through that and telling your story along the way, but now you're taking that inspiration and bringing it to others. So for you, what has motivated you to continue these lofty endeavors like the marathon, like climbing Kilimanjaro with your wife, to help these people that are affected by Parkinson's?
Previously in my life, when I used to do these sort of things, it was really about personal achievement and pushing myself outside my own comfort zone and challenging myself and setting goals, which is really the type of person that I am. And I think that's changed a lot. It changed with the marathon. It certainly has changed dramatically with Kilimanjaro. So the motivation now is the purpose that we have in the foundation to be able to help other people. So getting to the top of this mountain and hopefully having a lot of people support us financially is really about helping others. Much more so than it is a personal achievement. And so when Sean and I are on that mountain and things are hard and we're helping each other, we're going to be thinking about those that we can help through raising this money. And the money will go to the centre and help with the programming that's in the centre. Everything that the centre provides is going to be free of charge. There's no insurance required. There's no money required. All the members' services will be free of charge, and that's Kirk's commitment. So this fundraiser is part of honouring that commitment.
And then these are really important resources that this community needs, and people with Parkinson's in Lower Michigan are certainly looking for. And so, Steve, in creating this center through the foundation and raising these funds, I don't think that people that aren't affected by these sorts of conditions like Parkinson's or MS or something sort of in that vicinity really understand just how significant it is to have a center like this coming to our community that provides these resources for free. So what's the reaction been like from the local community affected by Parkinson's as they're about to have these resources available to them, for some in their hometown?
Yeah, for sure. It's been extraordinary. So, we believe there are about 35,000 people that have Parkinson's in Michigan, and within about a half-hour drive of our location here in Farmington Hills, we believe there are about 8,000 people that have Parkinson's. So that's 8,000 families. So, it's a massive impact on the community in general, and it's the fastest-growing neurological disease in the US. So we needed to help. We needed to step up and help the Parkinson's community, and the reaction has been enormous. We already have 500 people, over 500 now, signed up to be members at the centre. And that can be easily done by going onto our website, the kirkgibsoncenter.org, and registering as a member, and then we'll provide you all of the details of what to do after that. But 500 people have already signed up. We have 2 open houses coming up, one on the 9th. This is all on our website, one on the 9th of August and one on the 14th of August. So if anybody wants to have a look and come and see what it's all about, the open houses are just for that, to come and have a look around, and we'll provide some information sessions as well so people can understand. But there really is no commitment other than coming here, enjoying yourself and looking after yourself, and hopefully that helps your life in total.
The trek up Mount Kilimanjaro begins in just a few weeks. The fundraiser will run all the way through early September as both Steve and his wife Shauna make their way up Mount Kilimanjaro, hoping to raise $500,000 for the Kirk Gibson Foundation as they enter a new era, opening the Kirk Gibson Center. Steve, before we let you go, anything else that our audience should know about the center or about the foundation at this time?
I think that I just would like to say, we've got this incredible team that's been working for 2 years now to set up this centre, and we're getting very close to getting it open. The thing that we need most of all right now is to get the word out to anybody that has Parkinson's. Say, come and join us and become a member of the centre. This is here for you, and we've designed it so that you can enjoy yourself and have a good time. Secondly, we've had incredible support from the community. 3 major sponsors: Mitch Lyons Wealth, Planet Fitness, and our logistics friends. We are just so grateful for all of them. We're so grateful for the people that are donating through the website, and also very grateful for the Latch family that have put up $250,000 as a match for the Kilimanjaro climb. So if we can get to 250, we unlock another $250,000, which is incredibly generous from Rick and Suzanne and their family.
It's a significant amount of money to help a significant number of people that need these resources. That they are life-changing, and you have a chance to help out. Steve, thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck as you and Shauna make your way up Kilimanjaro.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Glad to have you on. KirkGibsonCenter.org is their website for more information. Become a member, volunteer, learn more about the center, and if you can, make those donations as Steve and Shauna get ready to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. It's estimated about 8,000 people in the local area are impacted by Parkinson's, and it's estimated that about 60,000 people, not only in our local communities, but around the surrounding area, will be visiting the Kirk Gibson Center annually. So these are really important resources. Great to have Steve on, an incredibly inspiring story he has personally and is creating in climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. Once again, more info, KirkGibsonCenter.org, and across social media, you can find them at Kirk Gibson Foundation. We'll take a break. On the other side, some helpful information that may help your pocketbook when it comes to those energy costs throughout this Michigan summer. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
So much is happening in your community. Join Jake, Tyler, and Kevin for local events and developments on The Splash Live, weekdays at 10 a.m. on CivicCenterTV.com, YouTube, and Facebook.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
Carefully managed and sustainable forests are essential to Michigan. Not only are they beautiful, they're a renewable resource for the products you use every day, and they create vital jobs in our communities. So we take care to balance the needs of the forest with the needs of all that depend on it. In fact, every branch of forestry ensures that future generations will always have a tree for life and forests for a lifetime. To learn how sustainable forestry benefits your life, visit michigan.gov/forests for a lifetime.
Hi, I'm Chris Fry, Park Superintendent, West Bloomfield Parks. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on 1 million views on YouTube. Thank you for all you do in the community, and thank you for having me on The Splash throughout the season to talk about activities out in the parks. Chris Fry, proud to be 1 in a million.
Bringing you stories and memories from West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social. Welcome back to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft. Thank you so much for joining us and for always keeping up to date with our programming on CivicCenterTV.com. The summer may be beautiful in the great outdoors, but can also make your utility bills the ugliest they've been all throughout the year, between keeping your house cool and all your different appliances running all throughout the summer season. Those bills can add up pretty quickly, and for some, that summer heat can be the difference between being able to pay your bill and barely making ends meet. Luckily, Consumers Energy has a program that helps local customers bridge that gap and find some relief during the summer and throughout the year. Here to tell us more is Tori Rombach with Consumers Energy. Tori, thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you on to talk about the Consumers Energy Assistance Program that helps provide reliable and affordable energy rates for people in the local community. So for those that may be in need of these services, just take us through the initial portion of how people get access to some of the relief on their Consumers Energy bill.
Yeah, absolutely. Here at Consumers Energy, we are really excited to offer various options for customers who may be needing some help with their bills, and really wanting to provide resources and tools for customers to manage their energy use and get them help that's available right here in Michigan if they are facing challenges. So a couple of really helpful resources for customers. They can dial, text, or chat with Michigan 211. So if you call 211, you'll be connected with a representative who will help you navigate through whatever you're facing, and they offer resources or will connect you with agency partners who can offer resources for you. Another option, if you're interested in applying for the State Emergency Relief Program, you can go right to their website and apply. So their website is newmybridges.michigan.gov. That's newmybridges.michigan.gov, and apply there, see if you qualify, and then you would receive a payment rate to your bill.
And this can be a significant amount of money that helps people out in the community, providing up to $500 in support per utility service. And so from the Consumers Energy standpoint, what other work besides this sort of program does this particular utility have in place to help people throughout the year that, look, sometimes it's because of the summer season, you're running your air conditioning more, and that hikes your bill a little bit. Sometimes people just end up in some financial strain throughout the year. So how does Consumers Energy work with its customer base throughout the calendar year to help them when times can get a little bit tough financially?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering the same thing. So we, like I mentioned, are committed to helping customers and helping them navigate through any challenges that they're facing. We offer various programs for customers, including flex pay for your bills. You can choose your own due date. We offer different resources for customers to reduce their energy usage through a free home energy analysis, where a tech can come right to your home for free, analyze your home energy, and give you some different options and ideas for how you can cut back on your day-to-day usage and bills with different resources, smart thermostats, and things like that. So lots of options. If you're curious about those different options, you can visit our website, consumersenergy.com/assistance, to find out more.
And for so many of our local utilities, whether it's, in your case, Consumers Energy with electricity or with gas or with other resources from our local communities like water and sewer services, so much of the focus in recent years has been on making the infrastructure better so it makes the billing more affordable for customers. What's Consumers been doing in recent years to help bridge those gaps from the infrastructure standpoint that ultimately does trickle back down to the local customers?
Absolutely. There's, like I said, lots of partnership going on with different companies that are helping to upgrade customers' homes. So we're always looking for different opportunities where we can jump in and partner with different groups and provide resources and braid funding with customers with the programs that we offer, and help support customers in the best way that we can.
And all this can be found on their website as well, consumersenergy.com. You can also find some very helpful tools on consumersenergy.com/offers. You mentioned earlier on some of the ways people can get some of the assistance through the State Emergency Relief Fund, but there's also some other more personalized offerings too that can be found on your offers page, including a new customer tool that's an online platform called My Personalized Offerings. Tori, how may this help customers as they take a look at their bill, they take a look at what they're getting from Consumers Energy, and maybe be able to tweak things around a little bit?
There are so many options that customers have to help in challenging times, and I think that can be really overwhelming for customers. So I'm really excited that our company dedicated time and put together this new tool for customers where you can actually log in and put in some information about your income or your personal situation, and the tool will suggest options that are best for you, that you would qualify for, that would make sense for your personal situation at home. So really excited, want to encourage customers to go ahead and check that out, and see what makes sense for them and their home to help reduce their bill cost.
Access to the state emergency relief dollars recently became underway. You can find more information in a couple of different places. For West Bloomfield residents, there is a page dedicated to this on wbtownship.org. You can also go to Consumers Energy's website on consumersenergy.com for more information as well. There are some guidelines. It's one-time federal funding for those applying whose household income is 150% of the federal poverty level or below. So there are certain qualifications, but all of this can be found either through the link at wbtownship.org or on consumersenergy.com. Tori Rombach is with us on the Splash Live today, Energy Assistant Manager with Consumers Energy. Tori, before we let you go, what any other information that you have on how people can access these resources or get in contact with Consumers Energy if they have any more questions or are in need of some assistance?
Yeah, thank you. We would love to hear from our customers. Like I mentioned before, our website is a great resource for customers, consumersenergy.com/assistance. Key thing I'd like to point out is that these funds don't last forever. So, if you are starting to experience challenges and you recognize down the road you may need some help with your bill, we really want you to reach out now. So call 211, see what resources make sense for you. And of course, visit our website to see if you can find additional resources through the My Personalized Offerings tool.
That website, of course, consumersenergy.com/assistance. You can also find a link to that website on wbtownship.org. Tori, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. More information, again, consumersenergy.com/assistance. You can also follow Consumers Energy on Facebook at Consumers Energy Michigan. This week, business leaders who are making a contribution to the community and to the economy will be recognized by the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce as they bring back the annual Key to the Township Awards. One of the awardees, Sean St. Andre, is set to be honored by the Chamber as their quote-unquote spirit of the community. He sat down with our team's Kevin McIntosh to discuss the honor.
Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, Kevin. Thanks for having me. I really, really appreciate the time.
You are being specially recognized and acknowledged during the Key to the Township Awards, receiving the Community Excellence Award for Spirit of the Community. Congratulations, first and foremost, to that. Just talk about, what does that mean to you personally and professionally?
Man, personally, I know it sounds cliche to say, but I'm so incredibly humbled to have my work with Community Financial Credit Union recognized. Most people go their entire career and don't get that opportunity. Professionally, I'm really excited. I'm excited that that the platform for the work that we're doing, not just in West Bloomfield, but also in our other communities, is being elevated to a place where we can invite other partners to come along and join us. And you know, really, the work that we're doing in West Bloomfield, our team, is just us carrying out the mission of Community Financial, of spreading joy and helping Michiganders ignite impossible dreams.
We love that. It seemed like you're speaking with a lot of passion as well, just looking at you as well. Speaking of that, the Spirit of the Community Award, essentially, it highlights passion, service, and connection. How would you say your work actually embodies those specific qualities?
Those are the three key words right there. Passion for the people who are placed in front of us each day. In my case, in finance, passion of, in helping them find meaningful ways that they can unwind that very mysterious and difficult industry to navigate. Service in leading an interruptible life, and caring for each and every person that's placed in front of us. And that connection key is so important. It's the absolute pinnacle to what we do. I believe that the community is a place that's comprised of people of different walks of life, different talents, and we need all those talents at the table. We need everybody to have a seat. We need them to bring those gifts, and we need them to invest them back in the community.
Well said too, Sean. Now I want to ask you, has there been any initiatives or even community partnerships that you've actually helped lead that you're maybe something special, a milestone, or something that you're proud of?
I don't even know where to start with that. We're continuously deepening our relationship with Friendship Circle. I'm sure you're familiar with them. If you or anybody listening isn't, I really encourage you to take a look at them as an organization. They're doing some phenomenal things, helping create space and community for people who may be otherwise separated from community. Our relationship with the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, my family over at the Chaldean American Chamber of Commerce. I think, though, if there was one I had to pinpoint, one I'm really, really excited about, it's our recent investment in West Bloomfield schools. Okay. We recently funded a project for STEM lab kits for them, and we're piloting our student-run credit union the next school year, which that's going to help more kids get entrenched in finances early on. We really love investing in youth early. In fact, little sneak peek, we're working on a partnership that's very near and dear to my heart with new mothers right now, but I'll have to tell you more about that down the road. Yeah, we will have to revisit that as well. Thank you. And that just sounds like you're continuously doing what you love and giving back to the community. But with me right here, live on The Splash, by the way, branch people leader for Community Financial Credit Union, Sean St. Andre, just talking about being a recipient of the upcoming Key to the Township Awards, I should say. That'll be July 30th at the Wabeek Country Club, receiving the actual, let me get this actual accomplishment, Community Excellence Award for Spirit of the Community. You want to make sure we put some respect on that. So, Sean, further inquiring about you, you don't have to do some of the things that you're doing, right? So who or what is your inspiration to continuously give back to the community? Well, for me personally, there's an acid test for everything I do. It's my why and my purpose that drives everything. And the acid test for everything that I do is, does it honor my God? Does it honor my family? And does it build my community into a better place to live? The second one really runs congruent to them, or to that acid test, that purpose, that why, which is specifically why I came to Community Financial Credit Union. And the acid test for that. And, you know, anytime we're carrying out our value proposition of building up members, building up our communities, and building up the great state of Michigan, anything we do is going to be entrenched in human-centered design, which is a term I would love for you guys to familiarize yourself that we use a lot around here. But more importantly, we're always focused on, is it going to help spread joy? And is it going to move us closer to helping another Michigander ignite an impossible dream? Makes it work really easy.
There you go. No, I would say the same. And I like that because ultimately I feel like it's just highlighting, making sure that you're giving back to the community. If you're able to, first and foremost, just giving service back, because we want to make as many people as happy as possible. At the end of the day, we all want to go to work. We all want to make money. We want to live happy lives, and we want to be with our family. So if you're able to give other people and help them live their dreams and continue to be forward and happy, why not? So I completely understand, and I applaud you for that as well. Since you're being recognized, you've accomplished a lot from what I'm seeing, and you have a passion to continuously give. What about speaking to some of these young professionals that may look up to you? What advice do you give to them about getting involved in community service?
Well, I got a little more salt in my hair now, if you haven't noticed. As a young man, I gave into the temptation that I think a lot of young professionals do, which is to chase accolades and prove yourself, not just in your career, but also as a human being. I think in reality, though, what I've discovered over my years in serving others is that choosing intentionally that life of sacrificial servitude to those around you will net you far more notoriety and influence than you could ever possibly imagine. So that thing that serves others instead of you, that thing that's really hard to do, or that thing that's really hard to make time for, go do that instead. I promise you the results will be better.
Yeah. Oh, man. See, listen, you really preaching right now. I love that. Surrender to something bigger to yourself, the bigger picture. Like, you know, it'll only make things for yourself and other people around you so much better. We appreciate you saying that, Sean. Any hopes for the future of community collaboration in West Bloomfield and beyond before we let you go?
So are you asking my impossible dream then?
Let's go.
All right. So my impossible dream is that everybody hearing this today would start to feel that little bit of a spark, that call to action, that longing to care for others that maybe was down a little bit buried because, you know, you just got carried away with the hustle and grind of life, that you would take a moment, consider that, and then move into action. I think we have, almost 1.3 million people in Oakland County alone. Can you imagine if even half of them were focused on living a life of sacrificial service to one another?
Man.
And the outpouring of generosity and care, it would be absolutely amazing. So my call, my hope, my impossible dream is that if you're hearing this today, you're going to move, you're going to go do something that's hard, and you're going to go do something for others.
The impossible dreamer, branch people leader for Community Financial Credit Union, Sean St. Andre, thank you again for your time. We appreciate that.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on, and we'll hope to see more and collaborate more with you guys down the road.
You can stay tuned this week for more coverage of the entire Key to the Township Awards and learn more about the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, CivicCenterTV.com, and, of course, WestBloomfieldChamber.com as well. The recent Orchard Lake Fine Art Show brought in artists from across the country to put their work on display and up for sale at one of the premier art events in the entire nation. Our team got a chance to speak to many of the artists and explore their displays at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show last weekend, as Civic Center TV's Jake Schaff spoke to an artist who brings animals to life on canvas and in writing.
All throughout the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, you will see very many different forms of art and many different subjects. But of course, I think the favorite for a lot of people is animals. And joining me right now, we have an acrylic art portrait painter, Crystal Cerna, with some very interesting artworks and some very interesting subjects. Crystal, how are you today?
Good, thanks.
Really happy to have you with us. And looking around, I mean, all of these paintings are just adorable. How did this profession and this style of painting come to be?
Well, I've actually been working full-time as an artist since 2019. It's actually a second career for me. These animals came about a year ago when I was doing a portrait of my own cat who had passed, and it was just kind of one of those light bulb moments where I was like, oh, this is what I should be doing, and I shifted everything I was painting, and now I'm doing these.
And I mean, just looking around, you see cats, you see dogs, you see bunny rabbits. I mean, do you have a personal favorite out of all the ones here today?
I love Penelope, the flamingo. All of my animals have clothes on them, but I give them a name and a personality. And I particularly love Penelope. She's got that silk scarf on. She's from Florida. She's going on a vacation to a cold area, has never been before. She's a little bit ditzy, thinks she knows everything. Her friends are saying, you've got to dress really warmly for this, winter and snow. And she's like, oh, I got it. I'll just put on my silk scarf. And she thinks she's going to be fine.
I love that you just said that each piece of art has like its own birth certificate. It helps create like its own personality. Like do you think that helps people to interact and to connect with the artwork a lot better?
I think so. So like Penelope's story is on her birth certificate, and I give each of them the birth date and time is the exact moment I took them off the easel when they're completed, and the birth certificate goes with the painting when the person purchases it, and they really love it.
I'd imagine so. It's kind of like those Beanie Babies, like from a long time ago. I think each of those had like its own birth certificate or like a birthday or something along those lines. So I love this in helping to interact with the art a lot more. What have some of the buyers of your art had to say about this very unique approach?
They love it. I also do a lot of custom portraits because I do get people coming in and they'll see a cat and say, oh, I love that, except it doesn't look exactly like mine. So then I do custom portraits as well, where you get to choose what you want your animal to wear and the background and everything. So it seems to be really fun for people.
It absolutely looks like so much fun. And last question, Crystal, what is the most important thing that you hope everybody takes away from your art if they take one of these portraits home and put it up in their own home?
I would really like people to connect with my animals and their stories and almost realize that they're kind of just a form of us. In their clothing, we can relate to them even though they're animals, they're in these human poses, and realize that we've got a really strong connection with animals.
Absolutely, and that is clear to see everywhere you look. Crystal, thank you so much for talking with me here for the Splash Live.
Thanks so much.
So many great, incredible artworks here at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, and sometimes you're not just taking home a piece of art, you're taking home a whole character. So much great stuff to enjoy. Stay tuned with us right here on Civic Center TV for more updates here at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show.
Our entire coverage of the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show is on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. That's our show. I want to thank you for joining in for television that's close to home, and always inspiring you to go back online and stay tuned for all of our segments on CivicCenterTV.com and across our social media. Big thank you to our entire team and to you for joining in for our entire team at Civic Center TV. I'm Tyler Kieft, live, local, social. This has been The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.